Hi, this is Mr. West, and today we're doing a Khan Academy tutorial on cross-sections of 3D objects. This was requested by Libsfishla7177. Thanks for requesting this video. If you have your own video request, leave a comment below. This particular Khan Academy tutorial can be kind of tricky depending on the language, so I'm going to try to break it down, but follow along and let's see if we can figure this one out. So here's a right cone. What is one shape of cross-section we could create by slicing the cone parallel to its base? All right. So let's take a look at something. So you're going to get two possible questions. You might get a question where it says, what happens if you cut it perpendicular? And then it might say, like this one, what happens if you cut it parallel to its base? We kind of need to understand the top view of this. The top view looks like this, and then the cone kind of comes up to a point, right? So it's a circle from the top down, and then from the side view, it's a triangle, okay? So it sits just like this, and this is the side view. So if we're going to cut this like that, you can see that we're going to create some circles, right? Because we're going to be looking at it. Okay, I'm going to see if I can pull this up, create like a little image. So I just cut it, and then on the bottom here, it would look something like this, okay? So actually decent. And you can see here that if you look at the cross section, both of those are circles. Okay, so let's see what the options are here. It says shape with two edges, one straight, one curved. No, it's going to be straight up circle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and choose circle because that is what it's going to look like. Now, just in case this question doesn't come up, I want to cover what it could be if you cut it perpendicular. So if you cut it perpendicular, you're going to get a different answer. So first answer is, if you cut it perpendicular, okay, this is kind of a bad shape, but you're going to get like a triangle. A triangle is one, but you could also cut it where you're going to have like a curved shape, okay? Because that's right down the middle, but if you do it like right where I have it drawn here, this one's right down the middle, okay? So you're going to get that nice little triangle. But if you do it down the middle, you're going to get kind of a different shape here. You're going to have like a curved shape, and then like that, okay? So actually one of the answers for that perpendicular one, and this is not a good drawing, sorry about that, and hopefully if we have that question I can clear that up a little bit, but there's going to be two answers if you do perpendicular. Which object shown below could we slice perpendicular to its face to create a trapezoid cross section? Okay, so this one is kind of confusing. So if we look at all these shapes and we want to cut something perpendicular, where could we see a trapezoid? Well, the easiest one is to just do process of elimination. We already talked about triangles and we didn't see any trapezoids there, so it's not a cone. Cylinder, so if we have a cylinder and we want to cut it perpendicular, we're going to create some rectangles, okay? Because we're going to have like an opening like this, but you don't see any trapezoids when you cut it like that, okay? So cylinder's out. Cube, same deal. Okay, cube, if we cut it, we're just going to get more cube-shaped objects, and even if you cut it like diagonally, or rectangle slice objects, but even if you cut it diagonally, what you're going to get is a triangular prism. So really that leaves us, okay, what about this pyramid? Well, the pyramid if you cut the pyramid down the middle of the pyramid though, okay, so here's the middle of the pyramid, you're going to get like a triangle shape. So I'm trying to show the triangle shape opening up, okay? But if you cut it like off center, this is the tricky part that confuses people. If you cut it off center, not down the peak, what you're going to get is something that looks like this. Let me see if I can draw it. Like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, then the rest of the pyramid is going to be like up to the top peak, down. Whew, this is tough to draw. Okay, so then this was kind of headed this way, the triangle. It's a little tough to draw, but the point is you're going to have this like truncated, I don't know where that ruler came from. You're going to have this truncated shape here, and it's going to be in the shape of that trapezoid because the normal pyramid, okay, if you're looking at the cross section of it, this is like the side view. If you end up cutting it not at the peak, down the side, you're going to essentially erase that top portion. Okay, so then it's going to get truncated, and you're going to have just this portion as you truncate it. Okay, and then the rest of that shape I think this will be easier. Let me show it like this way. Okay, so then we have this. There we go. That's what I was looking to do. Okay, so if you cut the pyramid like this, okay, side view, keep in mind, yes, this is the side view, but if you turn it, you're going to have this side, other side view, and it's going to look like that. Okay, so I think that's the most useful way of showing that particular trapezoid, because that one's a tricky one. What is one shape of cross-section we could create by slicing the cylinder parallel to its base? This one's going to be an easy one, because if you're looking at a cylinder, okay, cylinder, if you cut it parallel to its base like this, well, all you're going to do is create like 2 mini cylinders now, okay, like this. So you can see that we just have a circle. Okay, we have circles and that's it. If you cut it sideways, like perpendicular, we're going to have like half moons, right? Or partial moons. So it could look something like this. And that would be that's perpendicular though, not parallel. It's asking about parallel. So that's what, it's only going to create circles. And that's the only possibility, okay? I'll move on. All right, last one. What are 2 shapes of cross-sections we could create by slicing the coat diagonal to its base? Holy moly, here we go. This one's going to be interesting. So diagonal to its base. If we cut it like this. All right, well, I haven't seen this problem yet, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, so if we cut it diagonally, let's do a side view first. Okay, we're going to have something like this going on. Okay, so we're going to have some funky shapes. Funky shape number 1, if I were to open this up, okay, I'm imagining we have like this curved shape, like this. This is like me splitting this up right here, and this is over here. We're going to have like this curved shape. This is like the top of it, and this is the inside. So the inside right here is like this inside. So we're going to have a curved shape, this curved line that follows it around, and then on the inside is going to be kind of flat on one side and curved. So let's see if this shape with 2 edges, 1 straight, 1 curved. That's one option, but we have 2 answers that we could create here. So what's another one that we could have? So let's see here, another shape. What if I cut it not so it's touching the base, because this one's touching the base, right? It's touching the bottom. What if I cut it this way? Okay, that's what the hard part about some of these are, is like you can cut the diagonal in different spots, just like I talked about with that pyramid. You can cut it in different spots. If you cut it right down the middle for the pyramid, you got a straight up triangle, but if you cut it down in a different spot, well, now you got that truncated shape and you can create a trapezoid. So here, if I cut it right here for this cone, gosh, I really butchered it there. If you cut it right there for the cone, this actually creates a little bit cleaner of a shape. And you've probably seen this before. I'm trying to think of a object that you probably have cut like this before. Like it's in the kitchen. I don't know. I can't think at the moment. Maybe like those sugar cones. If like you ever cut that or took a big bite out of it, you're going to notice that it looks like this. Okay, so here's my sugar cone, and I took a big bite out of it or sliced it or cut it. It just creates that big oval. Okay, so if you cut it, it's got that oval. It's not a circle because it's not like that. One side is longer than the other, so it's going to create more of an ovular shape. I think that's a word you can use. So it's not going to be a circle. It's going to be an oval, which is also called an ellipse. Let's check it. I think this is right. Oh, boom. What a relief. Would hate to mess that up on camera. All right, so there we go. Cross sections of 3D shapes. There's a basic one. I'm assuming you didn't want the basic one. This is like the tougher of the 2. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a comment below, and I'll walk through another video if you need it. And I look forward to seeing you next time right here on Wes Explains Best.